What puts youthful sexuality back in your life quicker than you ever dreamed possible, even when nothing has worked, and becomes the secret reason that you never feel yourself aging? You know how many times you've wondered what it would be like to look, feel, and perform like you did in your 20s. Let me share a story about Jack and Diane. Jack and Diane had been together for several years, but things were certainly different. They spent a lot of their time sitting on the couch and watching TV. They certainly were lacking the pep that they once enjoyed years ago. Things weren't going too well with their weight either. They were fighting the battle of the bulge, and boy, could they feel it. Things weren't going too well in the bedroom as well, and I don't just mean poor sleep. So what did they do? Well, they started looking for a solution, and boy, did they look everywhere. They did come across something that a lot of their friends had told them about, but they never really took it very seriously because a lot of these things don't really work anyway, do they? Anyway, they started reading Body Hormone Balance Revolution, and certainly were impressed with what they had heard. But could this really work for them? So they started to do some research. They started listening to radio shows by a physician and expert named Dr. Moricz. They had seen a Channel 3 news documentary about all these life-changing transformations that people who had been walking in their shoes had undergone, and certainly weren't too shy talking about. Then they also went to a dinner hosted by Dr. Moricz that revealed the secrets of the Body Hormone Balance program. Still, a little skeptical, they decided to take their friend's advice and go to Body Hormone Balance. Still somewhat reluctant, they did meet with the staff at Body Hormone Balance. They underwent a very thorough evaluation with Dr. Moricz, and because of their consultation, they were given a prescription for health and wellness, their very own 20-year-old hormonal blueprint. Basically, they now had an expert action plan for tapping into their youthful sexuality, energy, and metabolism they once enjoyed years ago. In what seemed like an overnight transformation, things sure started to get better for them. People could notice it too, and they certainly were happier together. What did this overnight process do for them? Well, they certainly had a lot more energy and focus, even enough time to start enjoying being together like they did years ago. They were revving around like Energizer bunnies. They certainly did enjoy the change in their bodies, being able to wear fashionable clothes and feeling like going out again. And people certainly noticed that too. And by the way, their evenings were different, really different. With all this excitement and rediscovery of what made them feel, look, and perform like they did in their 20s, they sure did tell a lot of people who already witnessed their change. They even tried to convince family and friends who they thought would benefit from some of what they had already experienced and also seen and heard about from other people who had undergone this unbelievable transformation as well. Just like them, the friends and family they had persuaded to take action with the Body Hormone Balance program was met with a lot of resistance. They said some of the things that they themselves had thought about as well. Could this be for them and all those other people who were enjoying this newfound youth but were probably different than they were? So their friends and family finally gave it a try, although a bit unwillingly. And in a short time, they also started experiencing the very same energy, revved up metabolism, and sexual vitality that they once enjoyed in their 20s. So in many ways, you may be thinking, how different are you than Jack and Diane? Like Jack and Diane and many others before them, call 903-306-2215 to schedule your complimentary evaluation so that you too will know what it will take to finally feel and perform like you were 20 again. And remember, like many members of the Body Hormone Balance family, you also want to experience for yourself the transformations that have supercharged the relationships and lifestyles of many people before you. The only difference is they are already experiencing their very own body hormone transformation, and you are simply waiting for yours.